probably the worst thumbnail to date. I should just compile all of the bad thumbnails into one wonderful assortment of awful pictures of me. Um, they're just bad. And especially right now because I haven't done my makeup since like, I don't even know. I guess I did. I guess I put a little mascara on yesterday, but it's since gone because I've showered like 3 times since then. Um, so this video is kind of a video. And I'll wait just a second before I start talking because I have a feeling I'm gonna have to answer like a bunch of questions, and I want to. And I have a bunch of questions because this is something that is totally crazy for me to even be talking about. Like, it's so bizarre. And I want to talk about it because it's so relevant in my life right now, but at the same time, like, I'm afraid to talk about it because I don't want it to be any of the dog anything in my videos is just so hard. Hey guys. Okay, so if you saw by the title, I don't know if it shows it or how it shows it. The title of this video is obviously live because we're live, and it's talking about caliber and old dog vestibular disease. So this is probably one of the craziest things that there is. This is the most bizarre thing. And if we get through it, which I really don't know, but if we happen to get through this, then I will do a video about the entire experience. I did do a day in life video yesterday, and I've sort of been doing one today. So I can really share the process. I'm almost afraid to post the videos because I just don't know if he's gonna be okay or not. So I'm talking about my dog Caliber. He is the one that you always see me walking in my day in life videos because he's so active and crazy, and he's almost 15 years old. So he'll be 15 at the end of the year. So he's a solid 14 and a half right now. Caliber is an amazing dog. So we were gone. We were with my boyfriend's kids this weekend. We came home Monday night. I took him for a walk, and I even texted the dog sitter, and I was like, oh my gosh, did he like try to pull your arm out of the socket too? Like, he's so crazy and he's so happy and he's so just spunky right now. And what is this puppy? Everything was fine. He ate a whole bunch that night, like a lot, even more than normal. Like, he was just wanting to eat and eat, which was great. And whenever he does that, because he'll go like days where he's just like, nah, I don't want any food. I don't want any food. And then he'll have days where he's like, give me everything. So it was one of those days. Didn't think anything of it. Did eat a lot. Next morning I woke up and I'm like, boys, where's Caliber? And Drake's like, oh, he's just chilling on his bed, which was weird because usually when I come downstairs, he's like waiting at the bottom of the stairs for me. And he wasn't there. So I look at him, and like his head's kind of to the side, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look right. And then he goes to stand up, and he like face plants. I'm like, oh my gosh, thinking that he had a stroke. Because why else would he go from being super crazy puppy to not being able to stand? I hold him for a little bit, and then I'm able to get away, and I come upstairs. My boyfriend's still in bed, and I just like lost it. And I'm like, I think it's time. I don't know what's wrong with him. I think he had a stroke. I had no idea what was going on. So I'm sorry that this is such like a downer topic, but just so you know where this is going here, Caliber is downstairs right now. He's okay. He's okay. So anyways, my boyfriend was like, I'm like, I think I have to call the vet. Like, I think it's time. And my boyfriend's like, no, like, let's give it the morning. Let's just see. We kind of hung out for a couple of hours, and I'm just like catering to him, trying to get him to eat, trying to get him to drink, just trying to do anything. My boyfriend's at his desk working. He was supposed to be like at work, super important day for him at work. Caliber is downstairs. I just feel like I have to because this is such a crazy, okay. So finally I go to a meeting. He's like, go to your meeting, because I'm just sitting here bawling my eyes out like with him. And I'm like, he's like, go to your meeting, because I was only gonna be on for an hour, and then come home and we'll kind of make a decision from there. And I was like, okay. So I come home, and he's just not better. And his eyes are like, it's described as like his eyes are like watching a tennis match, like back and forth, but really fast, like back and forth. And one of his eyes is kind of like rolled back a little bit, and his head's really crooked, and he has no stability whatsoever. So I make the phone call to the vet. We get to the vet's office, and they were like, is this what you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what this is. So can we do a quality of life, is what they call it, is a quality of life check. I'm like, yes, I want to do this because I don't know what this is. He was running the night before. Fast forward, everybody's asleep, everything's totally normal. Wake up, he has all these symptoms. So somebody just asked how long was he sick? An hour? Like, it was that fast. So I don't know. I don't know when it happened, but it definitely was sometime overnight or like first thing in the morning. So we go down to the vet's office, and I'm riding in the back of the car with him, and I'm just having all of these, like, I'm preparing myself emotionally because I've done this before, and I just know. So I'm holding him and I'm loving him, and I'm like reminiscing. Oh my gosh, I can talk about it. So we go in and we get to the, everybody says I cried too much in my videos. Sorry, this is about my dog. So yeah, so we go back, and I say, yeah, you know, I want to do this exam first just to see, like, I'm not gonna put him through any crazy procedures, but I just want to know, like, if this is something that is going to be a problem. She looks at him and instantly is like, and she moves his head and moves his head to the side and the side, and she's like, let me check his ears, and she checks his ears, and you know, she can tell that he can't walk and that he's like cockeyed, and anyways, she's like, he has old dog, she's like 90% sure he has old dog vestibular disease, which is, sounds made up. It sounds as crazy as my severe dry eye problem. Like, it just sounds crazy. Like, what is this problem? Like, why is this a thing? I don't know. So they don't know what it's caused by. It's also like idiopathic disease is another name for it, because they just don't know. So it has to have something to do with his brain or his ears, or something is going on that's just a sudden onset, and there's no answers for it. So I've read a ton about this now, of course. And well, she stepped out of the office to go get a thermometer, because this room, we're in the room, the same exact room where I lost Cannon. We're in that room, and they don't have a thermometer, they don't have an otoscope, they don't have any of these things, because this is not what that room's for. So she steps out and goes and gets those things, and, you know, I'm like Googling really fast. My boyfriend and I are both just like, what is this? So I'm like, okay, this actually sounds about right. Like, this is exactly what all of his symptoms are. Like, this could be it. It could also be like a brain tumor. I don't know. But they recommend that you wait it out, because it usually disappears between 48 and 72 hours. So, oh geez, babe. You made that awkward. So, while I'm sitting here, do you have anything to add to the caliber story, babe? My boyfriend just got home.
No, probably not.
Have you looked at him?
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's getting better.
That's our problem. So usually they say, careful, don't bump that. Everybody's here. Usually they say between 48 and 72 hours, you should start to see signs of improvement. Well, we're at the, what are we at? Like the 60-hour mark. And I haven't seen a whole lot of improvement, but we're still in the window before you start to see it. So we don't know, do we?
No.
No. But let me tell you, it is really, really, really hard to...
Okay, I'm leaving.
Okay.
I need to go put my clothes away.
Okay, good. Yeah, finish putting your clothes away, buddy. To watch your dog go through this and to not know... oh, and he's already gone. To just not know, like, am I prolonging something that could potentially be, you know, life-threatening, or is he actually just going to get better, or what's going to happen? So I don't know. I was curious if anybody else has gone through this or knows anything about this or anything, just because the Minecraft shirt, I just got it at Old Navy. They still have them at Old Navy. So yeah, I'm just curious. I've changed my shirt a bunch because he can't walk, so I'm having to carry him in and out. Like, my body is physically, I am so sore. My entire body, like my back, like my back, my arms, like, this is the reason I work out, because it's awful. Dave, I wasn't expecting you home for hours.
Why not?
Not that it makes a difference. So, yep, that's exactly what it is. They don't know what it is. So I'm just checking to see. So how are the boys doing? The boys are doing okay. That morning we kind of just told them to say their goodbyes, because we didn't know what was going to come of it. But fortunately, I mean, what a doozy to come home and have him be a-okay. So as far as like the eating and drinking, as far as eating and drinking, he's drinking a ton of water, which is really good. He's not really eating. Like, I'm trying to give him every little thing. So we bought this food. So the vet comes over and the vet's like, we've got this food that is irresistible to dogs. And on Amazon, the cans are like $10.25 each. Just side note. Irresistible to dogs. So, you know, do you want it? Like, yes, we do. So we bought 2 cans of it. So you don't want to be seen. I don't know. So we bought 2 cans of it, and I open it up, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. And I give Caliber, like, I try to give it to him on the spoon, and he goes like this. I'm like, come on. And he goes like this. I'm like, come on, Caliber. So if anybody needs some really expensive emergency care dog food, I've got some extra. This morning, so the day of, he ate crepes and whipped cream, which is something he really enjoys. Today, because I knew he would eat waffles with butter, he got that for breakfast, but he's only eating like a tiny bit. He also hasn't had a bowel movement since this all started. He did the night of our walk, but hasn't had one since, which is a little alarming. He'll only pee for me twice a day. I'm taking him out about 5 times a day. He does not like to be picked up, so it's really hard for him. And even like when we were leaving the vet, like he started flailing. It felt like when Gage used to have seizures. So he started flailing, and it like tweaked my back, and I almost, you know, like, I'm not trying not to drop him, and then my boyfriend had to like hold the front of him, and he weighs 72 pounds. So he's a bigger dog. I mean, he's not like a little 30-pounder or even like a 10-pound dog. Like, there's some weight to him. So my boyfriend had it pretty bad right here. He's like got his chest pretty good, but I mean, it wasn't on purpose, but he just doesn't like to go outside. So he's only peeing, even though I'm taking him out, in the morning and at night. And again, he hasn't done anything else. But as far as food goes, like, he'll eat a little bit of cheese in the morning. The doctor prescribed an anti-nausea medication, so he's getting that, and he's eating it in a little bit of ice cream each day. So
Can I go play with Thunder? I'm almost done with my clothes.
yes, you can.
Thanks.
Hey, you have to be home in an hour.
Alright.
So let me see here. Let me catch up really fast. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's how he's doing with food. So Caliber has old dog vestibular isn't as much of a worry. Dogs eat when they really want to. That's true. Yeah, and he's drinking a fair amount of water. Like, we're all giving him water, and he's drinking water from everybody. Let's see. Ugh, I'm so sorry. So yeah, it's definitely a whatever this bizarre thing is. I don't know. Or it's something to go along with it. But yeah, again, they don't know. So long story short, we're coming up on the 3-day window of when we should know what's going on. So they did offer to do, I'm trying to think of everything. They did offer to do an MRI and blood work, or it was a CAT scan, I don't even know. And blood work and like a urinalysis and all these other tests. But
I thought I heard him, but it was like a dog or something.
oh yeah, the neighbor's dog is out.
I thought I heard.
You hear that bark? That's my alarm clock every single day. 5:30. Same, that exact same routine, like the same bark. Until the owner comes out and yells at him, "Bear, get in here!" That's my morning every morning. Yeah, his nose is still wet, and he's still like, when I've had to leave a couple times and I come back, which I think is probably best, because otherwise I'm just like, how are you? What are you doing? Here, try to eat something. Here, try to drink something. Let me pet you. And he's never been a touchy dog, so I don't know. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it, the barking. But yeah, I don't even know what else to add to that. Just that what I was saying is that I feel a little ridiculous, because here I am with my almost 15-year-old dog who can't walk. Like, what am I doing? Like I said, I would never do this. But then again, there's a good chance that he can just snap out of it when we wake up tomorrow morning. it's supposed to happen like that. Like he'll just all of a sudden really progress really quickly, and within 2 weeks kind of be back to normal, maybe a permanent head tilt. That is what's supposed to happen if it's whatever this is. So if you Google old dog vestibular disease, maybe you want to be prepared for this, I don't know, then you could definitely read up about this really bizarre thing. It's so bizarre. I'm like, what? There's an old dog disease? Like, what is this? It sounds made up, but it seems pretty legit. And they say a lot of the times vets administer unnecessary, they unnecessarily, is that right? Euthanize dogs because of this, because it does show as a stroke, but there are some differences that the vet tested him for, and she was like, this isn't a stroke, this is, yeah. So let me just make sure I'm all caught up here. So the vet didn't bother diagnosing the dog was so old, they just put her, yeah, like with Gage. Oh, Gage's seizures were so bad. I mean, even with Cannon, we went through it with Cannon, and with Cannon, it was very obvious decline, and they gave us medication that should have given him 3 more months, but 5 days is all we had with him. And then with Gage, I have a lot of peace with how I handled that, because he had the seizures for a year, so we put him on the medicine. Everything seemed fine, and then one day he just didn't want to go for the run in the field. And my boyfriend reminded me, he's like, you said once they turn 10 that you would no longer put them through like excessive testing or a crazy procedure or anything like that, because it's selfish-ish. That's kind of just always been my plan with how to handle it. But it's easier said than done, but it's also that I really just don't want to put them through that. And I don't know, there's a chance we just wake up in the morning and he's perfectly fine, but we don't know. So it's hard. My dog sometimes took her to the vet thinking they were going to lose her, but they gave her pain meds and waited after about 3 or 4 days back to normal. Seriously? Carrie, tell me more. Like, was he like head weird, couldn't walk sort of a thing? Because I mean, it seems crazy. Like, I literally carried him into the vet's office and went to the room with him and then carried him back out. Like, what is this? My dog can't walk. Oh, everything about it feels wrong. And then also, like, if he isn't okay, I just feel like I'm making him suffer. I'm having a huge internal struggle with the entire thing. This is not normal. This is not okay. Really, 6, see, and I'm like, if he could have another year. He was running the night before, literally running. I have given him CBD oil in the past, and it just made him so sleepy that I gave it away, because I'm like, well, this is defeating the purpose. Like, I was wanting to give it to him to ease his hips, but now he doesn't want to go for a run, and he lives to run, so I stopped giving it to him. Oh, well, thank you. Oh yeah, so on the way home from the vet's office, I didn't ride in the back, but mostly because my boyfriend had a really important phone call, so I carried Caliber out and I was watching him, and I was going to ride home in the back of the car with him, but then my boyfriend had a really important phone call, and I'm like, did you get the drugs? Like, do you have the medicine? Do you have the food? And I'm like signing this to him from like the trunk of the car, the back of the SUV. And he was like, what? So he forgot. So I had to go back in, but he was like mid-sentence in this thing. So I shut the back. And I'm like, well, I don't want to open it again and get them all worried. So then I wrote open the front. And anyways, 5 minutes later, his phone call was over, and I'm like, never let me get another dog. Ever. I do not want another dog. I do not want to go through this again. Like, do not let me get another dog. If I say, babe, I'm ready, I'm okay, even with the end, I'm ready to get another dog, tell me no. I'm not allowed to have another dog. I can't do this again. This is the worst. It's the worst. And I know that after time, you recover, and it's been almost 2 years since I've lost Gage. And I can tell you just now, like, I don't cry about him at night. Like, I'm well, now I will talking about it, but I don't lay in bed at night just wondering like all the what ifs, and not that I have that many, because I feel like he went, oh, so what I was saying is he went from running to not running and starting to kind of like bump into things, and the next day he was like kind of like just really out of it and like walking into things, and I just knew it was time, and I didn't want to like have him suffer, and I took him in, and it was time, and it was perfect, and I didn't wait too long, and I didn't go too soon, and I had a lot of peace with that. But there's still just like like, can't they just like be happy and then pass away in their sleep. Like, wouldn't that be easier to make these decisions? Ugh. So, anyways, that's not that I even want that to happen. I don't even know what my game plan would be, but ugh, it's just exhausting. So that's kind of why I look like I do. Ugh, it's just been hard. I don't know if I can watch you go through what you did with Gage. Oh my gosh, I know. I might just upload these 2 day in the life videos tonight, just and schedule them out so that I don't have to watch them in the event that something does happen, because they're very positive. And you know, his eyes started twitching back and forth, and then he gradually started to head tilt and running into things. He came through it just fine. What? This is so good. You guys are giving me so much. Oh, how many days was it? Like, how long did it take? Somebody said 4 days, so I'm like, okay, I'll give him the weekend, because tomorrow morning is 3 days, and they say 48 to 72 hours. So we're like coming up on that window, and like my boyfriend just said, I don't think we've seen any improvement, but at the same time, he hasn't gotten worse. So this is just tough. This is really tough. Stumbled around and could hardly eat anything. Now she gets weird occasionally, but snaps out of it after a day or so. Oh, Carrie, you're giving me so much hope. Not a negative way. I won't hold it against you. But just that maybe I can sleep tonight. Sort of hope. Wow. Thank you guys for that information. Again, I'd never heard of it before. So if anything, this is like a informational video. And if we do come through it, I'll definitely do a video on the entire process. I mean, this is pretty much it, but in like the drawn out format. So, okay, I'm gonna go check on him now because I'm that mom. Plus, I've been rambling about it for 2 minutes. Anyways, thank you guys. Again, either it's so hard, I'll just dog sit for a friend. Yeah, that's kind of all but then there's my heart's like, there's dogs that need homes and I could give them a good life, and I just can't for a while. Oh my gosh, like in the last 5 years, I've lost 2 dogs already, and now Caliber, and it's just like, mm-mm, mm-mm, nope, 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 nope. Seeing which they were 6 months apart in birth, to go through it across 5 years and not just like bam, 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 bam. Very fortunate. However, Caliber is like my buddy. So I've missed our walks a lot. Like, we have our routine, and it's, in the morning when my kids and I are getting ready, he like wants to go, but anyways, that's it. So I'm gonna go down the stairs and try to eat something. But something else I ate earlier, but just eat again. I'm trying to make sure I eat too. All right, you guys, I feel better. Yeah, me too. So I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. I will talk to you later.